Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. Today we're going to be talking about the 5-year anniversary of the game coming up in about a week. So I hope you guys enjoy, have fun, hit that subscribe, of course, if you are new for more content. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the thumbs up as well to show your support here on the channel. Today's video like was going to be 2,000 likes for the 5-year anniversary hype. So jumping in, we're going to start off by talking about the things that are 100% confirmed, talking about things that are still kind of speculatory but have been all but confirmed, right? And then we'll talk about the things that I think could be coming to the game during the anniversary period. Some of the things, right? Because I think it's going to be pretty massive. But we'll talk about some of those things that I expect to potentially come into the game during the 5-year anniversary period to finish things off. So starting out, I want to jump in on the VJump Scan. So this came out a couple of days ago. I didn't really report on it, but regardless, though, there are some things here to be aware of, right? So as you see, they are skipping SSG Goku, and we are getting a SS Blue Goku for the 5-year anniversary, holding up the 5, double 5s, in fact, because the 5-star Dragon Ball. So there's that. Also, as you see here, we do have the equipment coming into the game, it seems right there. Something to do with Kid Vegeta, Kid Broly, and Zamasu, dun dun dun. And then also the diamond background is finally leaving, and there's more. So let's go ahead and talk about the translations for this. And again, afterwards we'll transition into some more other things. So Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, excuse me, Goku will be given to all players. Introduction of special stickers that can be applied to cards as well. In addition, the diamond background can be removed. A lot of people have asked for that for a very long time. Introduction of the skill orb equipment obtainable from the Training with Whis event. So as you see down here, the Training with Whis event, they do mention that, and they also have level 2 going on in the combo attack and the dodge. There's some stuff going on there. All right, so obtainable from the Training with Whis event. Also, huge shout out to Dokkan ZTUR, also Dokkan Air and Spy True for all this information. All right, so for the next tweet, a new event from which it will be possible to obtain characters related to Goku. There will be Kid Broly, Kid Vegeta, and Zamasu. Those are the silhouettes, right? And a new banner where it will be possible to use tickets and make a total of 55 summons. At the 55th summon, you'll get a LR. He did qualify that and say, update, 55 summons, not 55 multi-summon. So it's one single being a single summon, obviously one unit, right? And other than that, a multi-summon is going to be 5 units. So you get 55 units in total. The 55th unit is a guaranteed LR is what it seems like. So this information came out a while ago, but again, the V-Jump doesn't really tell us much about what's going to be happening. We do have a maintenance coming up soon in the game. I don't expect that to tell us much at all either. Probably just going to be talking about the countdown to the celebration as well. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. So the next thing is a tweet from our friend Zed. He did mention that during the year 3, we got Eternal Rivals banner, and that led to LR Vegito and Gogeta. And year 5, same thing is happening yet again, Eternal Rivals banner. And then also the speculation is Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, because we know that's coming, courtesy of the Dokkan figure, right? This is basically confirmed. Like, this is as close as you can get to literally them telling you, hey, Gogeta Blue is going to be our anniversary unit, because this is the anniversary collaboration figure for Dokkan Battle. So like last year it was the year 4 SS4 Goku and Vegeta combos. Like, this is as close as it gets. Now, keep in mind, there is still a figure that is remaining to be revealed. There is another one they have not revealed yet, which is why people are not so sure about the other end of this, right? But anyways, he does say plenty of evidence equals LR Vegito Blue and Gogeta Blue. Now, there were some responses in here. Okay, so I saw these notifications click through my phone from Kawaii, and they haven't really leaked too much lately, but they're very credible for the leaks that they have done for the community. I didn't comment on this. I definitely didn't jump on this and say this was 100% confirmation, but they just said yes, right? They're being vague here, and obviously see Hydra Stump in there. But again, it seems very likely. I'm going to operate in the video on the premise that we are getting double blue fusions as our anniversary celebration. Let me know how you guys feel about that. There's some controversy about that. People are like, oh, I kind of don't want that, or whatever the case is. Would rather have something other than Vegito specifically is the one that's really being thrown at the bus a lot. Let me know. I personally don't really care. I'm hyped regardless. So, all right, next thing we're going to talk about is, speaking of which, Gogeta and Vegito. These are our current Gogeta and Vegito cards in the game. Not very many. Obviously, Gogeta is less plentiful than Vegito is at this point, right? In fact, all of Gogeta's cards are pretty much all festival exclusives, barring the free unit there. They are all, in fact, I guess if you want to count Veku, which we need a new Veku game, new Veku, please. So these are the options that we do have. Now, also, I do believe that in-game, the Trunks' event is on a timer as well for a few days from now. Unless they decide to drop like a 2-part Dokkan Fest or whatever, it'll be really interesting to see how this works out. But anyways, Trunks' event could be something relevant to this as well. So just keep that in mind as well. Does that mean we'd get a new Trunks? Maybe a Trunks that exchanges into Vegito Blue? Would that be a thing? Probably not. But anything is possible in the world of Dokkan Battle at this point, right? So just wanted to throw those ideas out there for you guys. But this is what we're looking at in terms of what we have currently. So next part I want to kind of talk about is new modes. So something I think that could be really cool is the introduction of a new mode. And here we have a really old video from 2017 with our first kind of new mode in the game. Basically, this was Battlefield 1.0. Now, fun fact, Battlefield 1.0, Virtual Dokkan Battlefield, never actually came to global. In fact, it was never out of beta, in fact, on the Japanese version. They never officially launched it, if I recall correctly. And it just went from being in beta to disappearing for about a year, and at that time it was kind of weird because very few people actually had LR Ginyu, the LR Ginyu Force, the original, the physical ones, right? It was just kind of weird. You couldn't get those medals for a while. Anyways, it comes back around as the version we have now, but this was a very, very, very different version of Battlefield in general. You still had to go in and select your characters, right? In fact, if you guys want to watch this video, I'll leave it down below. You did still have to go in and select your characters, right? That's still a thing. I'm going to turn off my narration there. Obviously, again, 2017 and stuff, but the gameplay was severely different. I personally didn't care so much for this. It was very tedious, kind of annoying, but it is something different, right? And we haven't seen an attempt in the game to even do anything different like this at all since this came out, right? Interestingly enough, after they scrapped this idea, they decided to just revert to a more normalized type of deal. They give you a nice little hub for Battlefield. This is like a tower defense type of thing. They give you a nice little hub for Battlefield, but it's still the same concept, right? Now, what happens is ultimately once you break all the way through, you do still have to go through, select characters that you deployed, and then go on and do a boss fight per normal, right? So that's a different idea. But I do really think that when it comes to the 5-year anniversary, I'm just going to be blunt and say this. I do think that the game kind of needs new blood. And what I mean by that is I don't really want a derivative of things we've already gotten in the game. I want something refreshing and something new. And something like this, even though it does come down to a boss battle still with the orb popping and normal stuff, right? I don't expect them to completely change the game, right? They're just not going to do that. It is what it is, and I love it for what it is. But I think that it does need new blood. I think it needs something refreshing, and I think that now is the perfect time to do that. I think year 5, there's been no better time, especially as the game ages. I think it's even more relevant to do stuff like this as the game ages, to constantly try to attract new viewers well, new viewers, excuse me. I'm looking at a video thinking about views. It's to attract more players, right? A bigger player base, because people are going to obviously naturally just fall out of the game and move on from the game, and you'll always get new players. But the thing is, as the games get old like this, I think Dokkan has a long time, but eventually we're going to have to start thinking about, hey, if the game doesn't do this or that, they might just close it down. And that's the natural progression for stuff like this. Again, I think it has a very long time to still go, but it's going to need to reinvent itself in a way, in my opinion, to kind of obviously, again, keep more new players excited for the game, especially because there's a lot to do for new players, but also older players. A lot of the older players have left the game. I've seen so many tweets of a lot of Japanese players kind of moving on. And again, it is natural progression, right? That's just kind of what happens. But I do hope that year 5 is a very big year when it comes to more content like this. Now, another mode that we do have in the game pre-existing is the World Tournament. Here's a video from 2018, which I think was like my last World Tournament video. In fact, this was a stream, so shout out to all the people that are there. World Tournament is a funny one. My boy Truth, I was going to say Truth, I like totally fumbled that. My boy Truth did tweet that he hopes that they go ahead and revamp the World Tournament. I told him, don't worry. I'm not going to jump into why I said that, but I do think that the World Tournament getting revamped is very, very, very possible. I don't know if it's going to be during year 5 at all, but I think sometime soon the World Tournament could be either revamped entirely or completely replaced. Yes, completely replaced with something entirely different, right? And World Tournament's an interesting thing because they used to do it a lot more often than they do now. it's kind of just a thing that's here, right? Now, they've constantly reinvented what the World Tournament meeting is, and they've changed the requirements. I mean, who remembers the days where you had to get 100 wins to do this and that, and it's just like was so no-life grindy. It's still that, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was in 2015, 2016. It was nowhere near as bad. So it's a lot more tolerable. They even made it to where you can get the rewards for getting, what, 20 million points off the top. I haven't played it that much in a while. Forgive me. You can still get a copy of the character. Like, it's changed, right? But I do think that they need to do something about the World Tournament, whether it's, again, completely replacing it or just going ahead and reinventing it in some capacity, because it is just kind of what it is. It still has the same thing. The game mode has had the same things for forever. I still encounter the situations where the enemies run away from me. Why? Why are you running away from me? Why are you trying to beat me to the points on the board? Why are you fighting each other repeatedly? Stop! I get why it's a thing, partly because they want to, you know, make it a little bit more artificially difficult, and make it harder for you to get points, but still, these shouldn't be things, and that's just how I feel about it. All right, so moving on, I want to talk about some potential EZAs. EZAs are a fun idea because I've always loved EZAs. I think EZAs are my favorite part of the video, of the video in general, yes, but of the game in general, because they introduce new ways for old units to be good, and that's one of my favorite things. That's why you've seen me do over, like, you know, time, what if EZAs and stuff like that. So honorable mention for this portion is SSG Goku, this guy, and SSG Vegeta. I think they could potentially have it. If units like the SS2 Goku and Vegeta are getting theirs, who knows, man? Those guys didn't even need them per se. They were still good units, but they picked up theirs, so who knows who's on their list, to be honest. The real idea that I had here was characters that would be in some capacity, excuse me. I can't talk in this video. Some capacity related to Goku, Vegeta, or their requisite fusions, right? Now, obviously, on the list could be those new characters that are coming out. They could come out immediately with some form of EZA. That would obviously be something that more than likely is going to happen, right? But characters related to them. And I thought, hey, why not these guys? Because they were from the movie that Gogeta Blue is from and stuff like that. And I don't think they're going to give the category leads like Broly or anything like that EZAs. AGL Fury, Broly already has it. Paragus, I don't think would be relevant. It's just kind of weird things like that when it comes to Gogeta Blue. So let's go ahead and move on to Vegito. I want this Goku to get one. The problem with this Goku is that there is very stiff competition between the Super Saiyan Blue Goku namesake. Like, you have Blue Kaioken, who has an EZA. You have this AGL Goku, who's awaiting an EZA, by the way. You have this free-to-play Goku. Some of you guys probably use him. The transforming one is not relevant. You have this guy who's nuts. You have this guy who is not that great, but he definitely needs an EZA. He should be on this list. So, like, it's a very competitive namesake, so it's kind of weird, but I hope that he gets it. And I do hope that they do move on to the 100% leads here and give this guy his. It's kind of weird placement, though, because it's like, okay, well, are you going to kind of do Rose later or what? Rose, I think, is probably sooner than later at this point, right? Because we got Merge Zamasu. Vegito Blue is definitely coming to Global first. I think they might do this thing on in terms of that, where Global gets that and JP gets Rose, and they just kind of do that type of celebration. That'd be kind of cool, Global versus JP thing, right? At me on Twitter if I'm right about that, by the way. But again, I think that a blue EZA type of batch between these two characters would be nice, right? Also, I think that characters like this guy could be on the list in terms of potential EZAs. So there you have just a few examples of some of the things that I would like to see during the 5-year anniversary. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of things like login bonuses, missions, and maybe more story events. I don't want to say like the actual story, like literal story mode, but I mean like, you know, side quests. You know what I'm talking about, the events. There's obviously going to be a lot, right? And we also, I didn't really even touch on things that we already know is coming, like the equipment system and stickers or whatever, like all that stuff. There's a lot. So I hope you guys are hype and as hype as I am for the 5-year anniversary. If you guys did enjoy, do your boy solid, hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think could potentially be coming. I think there's a lot that really, again, just could happen. So have an awesome day, everyone, and I'll catch all of you in the next one.